Hello there guys, how are we all doing today? We are going to be going into our first match of this best of three, obviously Polygon versus IronBranch. But what are your thoughts going into this one, Charlie?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we mentioned it numerous times throughout the season. That seeding is pretty important, and we get a pretty prime example of it now. IronBranch, they are obviously facing up against Polygon, like you said. IronBranch, they finished the regular season in third, so not the best. But obviously, when you're playing against Polygon, who are 4-4, there's a pretty clear advantage in terms of the regular seasons. IronBranch definitely going to be favoured. They haven't lost the game since that opening match of the season, so they're looking like a real threat. But this one's on the way already.
Yeah, we're jumping straight into it. Obviously, we've seen a little bit of damage dealt to either side. IronBranch, Jackie's already been hit down to 27 HP, but yeah, you mentioned it perfectly. I feel like seeding takes a massive factor. I don't think any team really wants to be facing off against IronBranch. The three-time winners, they're certainly going to want to show their dominance here against Polygon. They have found a pick, but obviously Sad's been taken down as well, so still in this 4 versus 4 situation.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, 3-time champions, but back to back, and obviously still the current holders of it.
And but would this be the season for them to finally get kind of taken down, really?
I do feel like it's the best chance, but I definitely don't think it's going to be easy. These teams have to be playing at their absolute peak. I love how slow this pistol round's being played. The teams have just dropped towards events. Mass fight. And Sensei haven't got best time in, but Heavy God is down here, making this bomb cross a real challenge.
Oh, Sensei able to find one. Potentially struggling, could have found a double there. They are going to be sending it up towards A. Oh, but look at this. Even with Mass fight tucked away towards Vent, still gets taken down by El Newt. 2 versus 2 now. I don't believe we have a kit for IronBranch. He's definitely not being quiet about his intentions.
Heavy God here as well. They know this player's tucked behind the blue box, and Heavy God does find the kill. These Julies towards backside do find the first. 3 bullets in the mag. 2 left. Forced to reload. Has to rely upon these 2 bullets. Surely there's no way. Oh, this is ridiculous.
Oh no! How? Oh, I love it from Heavy God, but at the same time, convert the kill. Going for the knives is such a risk, and it was just out of reach there. So Polygon.
No one had ammo, sorry, that was ridiculous. And obviously the Julies, they're not a quick reload. They take quite a while, so probably could have just switched back to the USP and reloaded, but really unfortunate stuff.
It was an interesting play there. I think he was very close to getting that knife, but at the same time, I feel like it's an unnecessary risk, but we might just see a fast A-pop here. Oh, Jackie instantly getting eliminated. Metics will find Massify on the backside, and Sad spamming away through the smoke. Has dealt a little bit of damage. 3 players here are low. Sad might progress through this smoke here. Has spotted one. It's Heavy God, in fact.
It's sort of going to be locked out this bomb site. Still another smoke and a molly in play for Polygon. Might just have to keep hold of these weapons. Sort of play next round as another force buy. It's going to be a disappointing into the round, but you've got to sort of count your losses and just regroup in the next.
Yeah, the real saddening part of it is that 4 players, you know, they're all kind of body shotable with their scout. All have been chipped down by the Deagles, so we could have seen Sensei be somewhat inquisitive and it could have worked out well for them, but as you mentioned, they will just be bringing these weapons into the next. Getting kind of a second wind of this half investment, but Polygon, they should be able to find 3 here.
Jackie and Mass fight. You can't imagine they'll invest in that much, or it might just be these saved weapons in play. Sadly, Sensei couldn't pick up one of those Deagles. Could have dropped that over, but still going to be a decent enough buy. In fact, Jackie does buy himself a Deagle, so going to be even better, but still going to be slightly limited. Heavy God, Sad, and Sensei all do have armor, so it will be interesting to see if a kill could be found.
Mass fire on the back of the site, though, getting taken down by Zenka. We saw 4 nades being thrown towards Squeaky from the CTs, but not much damage dealt from them, in fact.
Yeah, looked like Polygon actually delayed the Squeaky take. They burst out a lot faster than they did Squeaky, so I feel like it was a perfect read or perfect timing, but Polygon very similar round to what we saw last time. It's worked out just as well.
Obviously, we will be seeing a full buy from IronBranch in the next. Obviously, this map as well, it's been selected by Polygon, but we've seen IronBranch on Nuke in the past, and it's clearly a map that they are strong on. So I feel like Polygon, they need to be very cautious with this first map. They have to take it, because realistically, you've got to assume that IronBranch, they're going to be looking dominant on their own map choice as well. That is obviously Mirage. And then the king of the third maps, Inferno, will be played last if it will go that kind of 1-1 split.
Yeah, I think this matchup, if you sort of ask Twitter, ask the Twitch chat, I think the majority of the people, probably including us as well, would sort of tend to lean towards IronBranch. I feel like you sort of have to. Just the fact that they have won the SCL 3 seasons in a row, that is sort of doing a disservice to them if you're not favouring them in every sort of matchup they are in. But Polygon, a good start here though, 3-0. Winning this one would be great. First full buyout from IronBranch, and denying them at the first hurdle would be an even better way to start this T-side of nuke.
Be really disappointing for IronBranch. Massfi going to smoke the Molotov, ops against it. I believe he just missed the smoke, in fact, but 4 versus 2. It's going to a 4v1 as Heavy God finds one, and that's a lovely double. Instantly, IronBranch, when they bring out the full buy, they look very successful. They're keeping 4 players alive, so the money's going to be looking good for them.
3 AKs retrieved as well. Sag can get dropped over an M4, so Polygon, they've still got money in the bank. Even after this buy, they've still got a decent chunk of money, so they can potentially get a buyout next round as well if they get the bomb down.
Yeah, obviously, Metic's not going to be on a perfect weapon, potentially a MAC-10 or Galil, but not going to be that weak at all. Obviously, the one benefit that IronBranch, Sensei does have the AWP in play. I feel like Sensei, time and time again, we speak about Sensei's ability on the AWP, and kind of how he's able to single-handedly carry this roster. Smokes will land. Sad sending the nade a little too late there. Does in fact hit El Newt. They have crossed down towards B. Heavy God's rotated in now.
Way towards Vent. Make it difficult for these rotations to come through. Heavy God has been found cleanly.
It seemed as though he's in a perfect position to get at least one, maybe even more.
One plan I was talking about is secured, but Polygon probably going to be looking for more, and you can see these players backing away from ramp. It's going to have to be a save. I think it's the smarter call from IronBranch. It's never an easy call to make when you're only one man disadvantaged down. You've still got util to play with. You've still got players on their best weapons. It's just such a challenging call, but it sort of has to be made. They are a bit locked out of the site. The positioning of Polygon is so strong that IronBranch can get a full buyout in the next round.
Yeah, and I think as well, obviously, there was no kind of delay in the site take. They instantly burst out. They took down Heavy God, and it just meant, you know, the rotations were going to be so slow. I feel like even if Heavy God found one, or potentially just kept himself alive and kind of drew the attention away from his teammates, I feel like we could have seen a retake come through. But the fact that he just got eliminated so quickly there really kind of just forced the hand of the IronBranch side. They did just have to save.
Yeah, definitely not an easy position to play. I feel like when you're up on those rafters, a lot of the time you're sort of hoping that the first man, even the second man, doesn't clear you, and you sort of can get a couple of easy kills on people with their back turned. But yeah, other than that, it's a really challenging position, especially if you get cleared.
Alex J sends out a lot of util towards Squeaky. Jackie still playing here towards second vent. No Molly to force him out. Sensei, though, towards outside. Do have 2 players back red. Sensei needs to be quite cautious here. Ooh, it's going to be this rampant outside hit, in fact. Heavy God is playing very passively towards ramp. We'll just fall back, in fact. We do see Sad rotating to ramp as well.
Just come out 1-for-1 trade, but Polygon with a quick couple of kills. They're in the driver's seat once again. They look really well oiled on this T-side of nuke.
And as I mentioned, Sensei needed to be very cautious there when playing towards outside, kind of out in the open, and got caught out by those players back red.
I mean, IronBranch are no strangers to sort of start playoffs off a little slow. So it's not really that big a concern just yet. Obviously, still map 1 in the series as well. Plenty of CS left to watch in this matchup, but good, really good looking start though from Polygon.
Yeah, especially obviously the T side of nuke. You're kind of expecting to find that kind of 5-6 rounds, so they've already done a really good job.
That's fight could be found here as well. The flashes are good, and so many bodies coming his way.
He's in a one and done situation here, really. Polygon, they don't really give anything for IronBranch to work with. Obviously, Sad, Jackie, and Sensei can invest. Massify and Heavy God will be on some MP9s potentially, so that's kind of what they're questioning in this pause. It's just going to be the Hero M4 on Sensei. Jackie and Sad are going to bring one out as well, but it's just a half buy here. And I actually like this call. I feel like IronBranch, they can do a lot of work here with these weapons, but they're also going to be getting a buy in the next. So you've got to imagine this one, yes, they do have somewhat of a chance of winning it, but it's also going to be about trying to restrict the economy of their opponents.
Yeah, it's sort of the best of both worlds, really. You can restrict the economy of the opponents. You can have a decent chance of winning the round, as well as obviously getting enough money to have a buy in the next. So, yeah, it really is win-win all around for IronBranch with this buy.
And I think as well, it's not as though we've kind of got SMGs in play. You know, we've got 3 rifles. A Deagle and a 5.7. These are weapons that you certainly can work with. And, oh, they're getting aggressive towards Hart, but Jackie only able to find one before going down. Do have a ramp aggressor as well. Polygon, they're looking great in this one. The 2 remaining players for IronBranch, both the rifles, so things can still work out for them, but they are going to be sending it down towards B. Sad already down here, but won't be able to deny the bomb plant. Oh, but the doors have been opened. He's made his position known. Oh, and that's a great find.
Important trade there from Metix. He's the only player with any substantial HP on this Polygon side. Zenka being brought down very low since that initial hot aggression. Metix has to be very safe here not to fall.
Zenka's just tucked away in dark. Sensei certainly going to struggle here without the kit as well. He's been spotted.
That's why our wide bomb obviously planted towards Toxic. Zenka does fall, in fact, and it's making things very difficult for his teammate Metix.
Sensei's got it. He has enough time. I think he got it at the last second. Oh, this is so down to the wire. Yeah, he gets it. Within the couple milliseconds.
0.1 second.
Oh.
Yeah, 0.1 second there. That's unbelievable. I really don't know why Zenka peaked. It really wasn't necessary. Made things very difficult, but IronBranch, we mentioned, with that weaker buy, they still have a really good chance to win the round, and that's exactly what they did.
It's a 2 versus 4 at one point, Charlie. I feel like Polygon, they had that round in the palm of their hand, and potentially they threw it away a little. And it's quite sad to see, especially because they've looked so good so far in this half.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're sort of the mistakes that you see just from playoffs. The pressure that comes with it. The sort of need to not be the one to lose the round for your team. The need to sort of be the one to win the round, in fact.
On to this 3v2, though. The aggression towards the lobby has worked out very well for IronBranch. It is just Alex J remaining here. Stuck between 2 players, and he will only be able to find one. The bomb is under the control of IronBranch, and it's Sensei and Heavy God to find Parley.
Parley's going to be coming from outside. Has the option to go towards main or heaven. I mean, could make the whole journey all around towards lobby, but Heavy God seems aware of that possibility.
Also, probably doesn't really have enough time. Oh, it's going to be going towards Hart, and Heavy God might get the timing. Ooh. He's going to be swinging through, and Sensei posted up on the angle, finds Parley. So IronBranch, they find their 3rd round here. And obviously we should see a full buyout for Polygon, but Parley potentially going to be on a Mac 10, and yeah, that's what this pause is going to be used for.
Yeah, I mean, that one round we saw, that sort of, that half buy with rifles round from IronBranch, that could be something we're talking about at the end of not only this map, but potentially the series. If IronBranch do come back into this one and sort of secure nuke, just sort of the fact that, like I mentioned, IronBranch aren't prone to sort of, well, they are prone to every now and again having sort of these slow starts, especially in playoffs. So just the fact that a round like that can really build a team's confidence and just get them straight back into the game, set the tempo, and sort of allow them to control the momentum of the game.
And I feel like, you know, Polygon, they've looked great so far, but those 2 rounds, I feel like the first, certainly one that they kind of gave away, but the second round, it was just played well from IronBranch. But you've got to imagine, Polygon, they could have found 6 rounds already. We'd be seeing a 6-2 scoreline, and that's already good enough, and they kind of just, you know, slowly just close this game out off the back of their early success. You know, as you mentioned, IronBranch, sometimes they do have these slower starts, and you really need to take advantage of it.
I mean, if Polygon found that 6 rounds early on, that's already a good standard T-half, and anything else they get from there is just bonus.
Jackie now down towards Decon, finds the first. Can just back away here with the right play to make. He is going to get overwhelmed. Oh, they opt against it. Oh, they are so aware. Sad will fall. 4 versus 4 now. Jackie needs to keep himself alive. He's in a nice position. Surely going to get checked. They also didn't hear the door open, so they know that Jackie is still in the decon room. Exactly. Gets taken down here. We do have a player already, I believe, on the B-bomb site. Yep, there we go. Sad and Heavy got, or Sensei and Heavy got, in fact, doing a lot of work. 3 versus 2 now. That's why he does get found, but 42 HP on these final 2 Polygon players.
Zenga making the journey round towards control. Don't believe any of the windows or the doors are open. That's the sound cue given away there.
Zenka's found 1. We've got 9 seconds to work with. Sensei has gone back towards Vent. Obviously, they spotted him ramp, and obviously that's where their sights are going to be set on, but this aggression towards... Oh, there's no way they're going to be aware of Sensei. Oh, I say that! He must have been spotted. Polygon, they find their 6th. They don't even retrieve the orb.
I mean, obviously, Nuke isn't exactly the easiest map to AWP on the T side of, so maybe it's just sort of part of Polygon's game plan. Maybe just the AWPers are going to be using a rifle for sort of this T half, and as soon as sort of switches half, get straight back on that big green. And I do like when teams do that. I mean, I remember a lot of teams used to do that with Inferno quite a lot on the T side there.
I feel like it's a play to make, but Metix opted for a Galil over the orb. It seems a bit alienated. You know, it's a choice I don't think many would make, but
I mean, I think when you consider against the buy that they're against right now, I do kind of like the idea. I don't know how obviously well they understood where the finances were for IronBranch, but the fact that obviously you can give up an AWP to sort of a 5-7 or something, and the round can really spiral out of control from there. Whereas potentially if the Galildo's in the hands, it's not going to have nearly as much impact. Obviously, I'm not sure if that's why they did it, but it's definitely something to think about.
oh, Sad progressing through here. Does find 2. Massfire as well. We'll get a pick, but Harley with a nice double. He's all alone though. 1 versus 2 with 2 HP. All it takes really is a gust of wind, and Parley will be finished with.
Ooh. He's heading back towards the lobby. I do like this play. If IronBranch stayed in lobby, that really could have caught them out. They have regrouped towards this A-bomb site now.
Massfire just frantically trying to clear all of these angles. Very worried about Parley. I feel like the last place they're going to be searching for is lobby, but I guess they are somewhat aware of the chance of that double back. Surprised that IronBranch haven't decided to go send a player down towards B. Seems as though Vent could have been a play that Parley would have made, but I feel like sticking together as well could be a nice plan. And Jackie, easy kill. IronBranch, they find their 4th, and that all came from Sad, swinging through that smoke, getting a double. And then obviously Mass Fight, Heavy God finding their individual picks as well. They just work out quite nicely there for IronBranch, even with those weaker weapons.
2 rounds separates these teams now. Polygon, they're forced onto an eco. We're constantly seeing these limitations in both these teams' buys right now. Obviously, the last full buy from Polygon, they had a Mac, a Galil. And this one for IronBranch, they do have that MP9. No warp as well.
Obviously, Jackie, though, can farm some cash, especially being against the Glocks. Sensei struggling to find the kills. Does get the third, though. Parley, once again, doing so much work here. Gets a double with the Deeg, but Parley, all that remains here. He's currently outside Heaven, just under that walkway, slowly going to be creeping his way towards main. Bomb still drops towards outside, and Massify will find the kill.
One round now separates these teams. IronBranch going on a bit of a streak of their own on 4 of the last 5 rounds. But Polygon do have a buy once again. Galil's in play again, though, on Alex J.
Do you see the AWP out on Sensei at the cost of utility? But I feel like IronBranch still with a stronger buy. Oh, we could be seeing this fast pop here towards A, accompanied by the outside smokes. Got a player on top of Heaven. Oh, Sad has spotted him. Does take down Parley. That is the top performer that has been dealt with on this Polygon side. And this is looking like a perfect round here for IronBranch. And Sensei's aggressing with the AWP. So clinical there. Now it's just a hunt to find Elnu.
Feels like these last few rounds, we constantly see Polygon sort of be in these sort of clutch situations. This one from Elnu, so surely going to be way too far gone. Only 38 points of health, no utility, up against 5 of the IronBranch best.
Does have somewhat of an avenue to work with here. Has been spotted towards outside, and now, oh, look at the hunt coming through. Elnu could have, in fact, found a double there, but only the one takes down Sensei. The AWP has been retrieved from Mass Fight. And although we saw Polygon have a great start, winning 5 out of the initial 6 rounds, IronBranch, they've won 5 out of the last 6 now. Seemingly come alive on this CT side. And as we mentioned, it was just somewhat of a slow start. Polygon, they certainly took advantage of it, but we needed to see more from them. Because I feel like IronBranch, they could run away with this CT side. Obviously, Polygon, if they can find one more round here on the T side, a very successful half, an 8-7 half, something you very rarely see on a map like Nuke.
Even with just these 6 rounds that Polygon do have, it's still a good half, but obviously, with the circumstances that we have seen, might be a bit disappointing.
Yeah, obviously, you know, if you come at it looking, you know, just from the switch of the half, you're thinking they found 6 rounds, you know. Against a side like IronBranch, I wouldn't be disappointed at all, but I think it's the fact that they got so many early on, that's where the disappointment comes from. But you see it quite a lot of the time as well. These Deagles are working out very nicely for Polygon. I feel like Parley's maybe got more kills with a Deagle than a rifle. Time and time again, we see Parley dominating with the hand cannon. No more kills for Parley in this one, though, as Sad eliminates him. Alex J towards Trophy, or just outside it. Searching for this pick onto Sad, but might not get the opportunity. Ooh. Sad to spot him and takes him down. So IronBranch, they take the lead now.
I mean, I feel like the Deagles, it really just gives you that sort of time to really just see the individual caliber of the players in the server. And Polygon is certainly not short on the individuals.
But I feel like Polygon, obviously the early rounds, they had a lot to play for. They did a great job at it, but it seems as though they've slowed down a lot here. Not just based on the individuals. I feel like they've kind of ran out of pages in the strat book. It seems though they're just running somewhat of a default, and it's just playing into the hands of the IronBranch side. But I like this play so far. The wall of outside smokes to allow them to cross the secret. And Elnu searching for this pick outside. He has been chipped down massively though.
Still alive and kicking for now. Secret has been found by Polygon, and Sensei does get taken down by a great swing from Parley. It's always Parley, isn't it? He's always the player who seems like he's an absolute threat on the Polygon side.
And great at finding those opening picks, those avenues onto the bomb site, and he does it again as he takes down Heavy God. And it's all on Massify now, 1 versus 5. Does find the first one to Alex J, but surely just going to be saving here. And Polygon, they do have somewhat of a guaranteed 7th round here, so a really great half from them so far. But they could in fact take the half. It's kind of crazy to think about, really.
A good start and good finish if they'd be able to do that. It's a bit patchy in the middle, but you can win the half on T-side nuke. No one's going to be complaining, that's for sure.
And obviously, this is Polygon's map pick. As we mentioned before, they kind of have to take it because realistically, IronBranch definitely the favourites in the whole series, and obviously they're going to be very confident on their own map pick. Once again, they have the opportunity to retrieve the AWP, and they opt against it. So maybe they just don't like using the AWP. Maybe this is a team without an AWPer. Obviously, you mentioned the struggles of wielding the AWP on the T side of nuke, so I feel like there could be that reason, but maybe we don't see an AWP on their side. Has there ever been a pro team that's not had an AWPer?
Not massively. You sort of get hybrid, I suppose. Obviously, someone like Nitro, I suppose you could have looked at like that. Wasn't really naturally an AWPer. Picked it up, but you can make the same argument for even FaZe, I suppose. Roki obviously was only a rifler. He's now wielding that weapon. Yeah, I don't think anyone really just runs not having an AWPer because it can be so impactful, especially in those tougher games where you just need to find an opening kill, and the AWP, just with that one-shot potential, can really easily do that.
I feel like the AWPer generally will always have the most impact, finding those opening picks, not just on the CT side, but the T side as well. Especially when you've got an AWPer, I feel like Sensei's a great example. Someone who can just be the saviour of your round, saviour of your half, really. I feel like that is always a massive benefit. We've already got 2 players down towards B. Didn't even have time to congratulate Sad's success there down towards Secret, finding a double. Put his team in a great position to take the half here, but obviously still 3 alive here for Polygon. The one problem is they don't have the spearhead of attack alive anymore. Parley has been taken down.
Still a possibility. Mass Fight is going to be peeking into the main brunt of these players, but they don't swing together. And just like that, Mass Fight ends in style. 1 tap onto Alex J. An 8-7.5. What are your thoughts on the end of that?
I think it's great. I feel like Polygon, they found only 2 rounds kind of once IronBranch were having their success, but they've done a really good job here. They take the pistol, they win the force buy, they're on double digits on the CT side. I feel like Polygon, they've really set themselves up for success here. So I feel like it's kind of safe to say that they should take this. They're in a great position. It's their map pick. Clearly, they've done a great job on the T side of nuke. They clearly know it very well. So I can't wait to see what they have to show on the CT side.
Yeah, obviously, I do think there's still a bit of elements of disappointment. Just the fact that IronBranch were able to find 7 out of the last sort of 9 rounds of that half. And I do feel like there's a few mistakes made by Polygon that might have costed them 1 or 2 rounds. But yeah, either way, still a good half on the T side of Nuke. And the fact that if they do win this pistol round, like you said, really are going to prime themselves to take this one.
I feel like the kind of a clear example was that 4 versus 2. When it was, I believe it was Sad and Sensei wielding the rifles, just the 2 M4s, and they somehow won that 2v4. And I feel like that's a round that, let's say if Polygon, they don't find success here on Nuke, I feel like that would definitely be a round that the coach, in-game leader, will be looking back and very disappointed with. A lot of aggression out high here. Parley with a lovely double. Zenka able to find Heavy God as well. 5 versus 2 now. It's on Sad and Mass Fight to try and work things out in this one. Both have been tagged down. Ooh, and Sad needs to find a pick here with this P250.
Metics could peak at the perfect time. Find a couple of players with their back turns.
Neither Sad nor Massfi having any armor. That's going to make things very difficult.
The peaks we're seeing from Polygon, though, are very 1-by-1. They aren't really allowing these players to have a chance, but Mythic shuts down any sort of chance. All leveled up again, 8-8. Polygon do win the 2nd pistol of the series.
And I feel like that is also a major advantage. Winning both pistols, you've got to imagine, you're kind of expecting at least winning both pistols to find kind of 5 free rounds. It's all dependent on whether your opponent's force or not. Obviously, IronBranch, they've opted for an eco, so Polygon will be winning those 5 rounds off the back of the pistol. So very important stuff here. You know, out of their 9 rounds that they should find, 5 of them just coming from the pistol.
It really does make things significantly easier. And I feel like pistol rounds are something that I think people don't really realize the value that they do indeed have. Because I don't think they are as impactful as they used to be, obviously with the new loss bonus. I say new loss bonus. It's probably been about 3-4 years now since the loss bonus has changed, but
still new to you.
Yeah, it was a strange thing to think you sort of had to double eco. You lose pistol and you just double eco before you can get your full buyout, and even then the full buy is not going to be perfect. So there was always a real possibility you could just easily go 5-0 down just by losing the pistol round, which is a strange sort of state of affairs to find yourself in, but it was interesting.
I feel like the pistol round is always going to be one of the most important rounds of each half because it really sets the tone of that half as well. Polygon, they've taken the lead, but oh, Parley getting aggressive, elevating himself up on blue box, but does lose his life. Metic's an important kill onto Massfight. Will drop the smoke, but in fact progresses through it. Certainly could catch off these players towards outside.
Heavy God does fall. Metic stumbles up this round. Issue is the rest of the Polygon side do just have MP9s. Not really in a position to upgrade those. As Metic's thrown away his M4.
I think he's going to go retrieve that AK.
There we go. Yeah, he couldn't seem to find it, so I was worried he sort of threw that in secret. Luckily he does have that. Tees are approaching towards heaven. Polygon, despite having the man advantage, it doesn't feel like they're comfortably trying to take this one.
Oh, and with Elnu falling as well, going to make things very difficult.
Big kill for Sad to find. He was the lowest HP player on IronBranch and still keeps himself alive even with just 1 HP.
Smoke will land towards Squeaky. Sensei sends the flash as well. They are going to be aggressing out heaven. The flash not perfect there. We got a player outside hut, but Jackie takes down Alex J. They're not leaving a single player in heaven though. That's something they need to be worried about slightly. Oh.
That was a 3 versus 4 there, and not a single casualty taken from IronBranch. Really well played. I mean, you just see the individuals there. I mean, this server's definitely not lacking the sort of individual ability. Just the players in this sort of server right now are really some of the best I think we have in the SCL.
I mean, that's the beauty of kind of the playoffs and also the beauty of Challenger Division. I feel like you do kind of just get the sheer dominance shown. Oh, Zenka spamming through the vent. Massfire has been dropped very low already. Jackie did a great job with the rifle in the last. We'll be wielding it in this one as well.
Gets brought down to 60 HP, and this deep smoke is gonna say force IronBranch back, but he actually forces him to take the fight. Elnu could get caught off. The flash isn't great. It's allowed to drop down though.
Lovely bit of movement there to just get himself out of harm's way. Obviously, ramp has been taken by IronBranch here. We already have 2 players down towards B, but we've got players coming through secret, and similarly the aggression through ramp. Harley has spotted Sad, will eliminate him. 4 versus 4 now. With 3 FAMASs and an M4, it's not the perfect buy, but Elnu able to find one as well. The bomb can go down. We planted for ramp here.
Yeah, it was really crucial Elnu at least got 1 before falling. CT's playing this one slow. They do have a kit, so they've got a bit more time to play with.
A lot of util as well. Flash will come through. Oh, Massfire finding one. Heavy God takes down Alex J, and they're aware of Zenka. 1v2 now. Yeah, just going to save. Really doesn't have the opportunity to go for this one. And also the bomb, or not the bomb, the kit being dropped towards ramp, making things very tough. So IronBranch, once again, they take the lead here. They could find 11, as it should just be an eco from Polygon.
Yeah, on this T side, IronBranch on these full buys, they've been kicking things off very nicely. Yeah, not even the loss bonus for Polygon to really be able to justify even bringing out some pistols. Should just be this lone M4.
Yeah, obviously the main goal will just be Zenka finding some damage, potentially a couple kills here or there. Obviously, we've seen wonders with the USPs in the past, so not to say they can't get some work going in this one. Zenka still towards the back of the A bomb site. Probably the best position to be playing. Obviously, it doesn't allow much fluidity, but I feel like the A bomb site, a high chance of getting hit here, especially because we've got so many players towards lobby for IronBranch. Comes through. Oh, but that's the M4 getting taken down. They know there's a second player in hut as well because they saw the gun disappear.
Takes his drop down. Lack of armor severely punishing him. This M4, if he goes down here, it's going to be so challenging to retrieve. Methix does fall. Player towards second vent has been spotted, but they have just got themselves out of there.
Heavy God though finding Elnu. It is in fact this ramp hit here. Alex Shea, 2 HP, does get found there. And IronBranch, as expected, they find 11. They take the lead and they extend it as well. 5 rounds away from closing out their opponent's map pick. And for such a strong start for Polygon, to see them kind of in a deficit here on the CT side, very sad to see.
Haven't quite found their footing yet. These constant for masses feel like they've always had them in these full buys. Massfly's been chipped down very low, but he is swinging out. Finds the first, doubles up, and his team come to back him up in the A side. That's a way to take it there.
That is absolutely ridiculous. That is, as you mentioned, a great way to take the A bomb site. The flash is coming over from Sensei. Just those individuals. Yes, Massfly's been tagged down early, but it's not stopping him. Still aggressing. Finds a lovely double.
And it's just great support utility as well from IronBranch. Just perfectly throwing everything. Really allowing Massfly to make full use. Just those flashbangs.
Something to mention, Charlie. We're going to be going into round 22, and we still won't see an AWP out for Polygon.
Yeah, that is going to be a bit of an issue, and it feels like maybe that is what they're lacking a bit here on this CT side, as they do all full. IronBranch really starting to build up their economy now. I see Jackie on over 10k, rest of the team around that 7 mark.
Obviously, this should just be the eco here. Elnu can drop an AWP in the next. I believe Zenka could potentially invest in one. They have the full loss bonus? Yeah, they do. So, an AWP can be brought out in the next, but it's not going to be perfect. Maybe they are an AWPless team, Charlie.
I swear we have seen Alex J AWP.
Probably won't be AWPing in the next, though.
Unless maybe we've seen some sort of glass cannon, but yeah, it's tough to know what Polygon's game plan is. Poly is so clean with this Deagle.
Seems like Poly's clean with every weapon, but the kind of the Deagle seems to be his real partner in crime. Oh, that's a great find from Massfly. Progresses through the Molotov, then just gets himself down towards Vent. His next opponent will be Parley, but an easy find there onto Massfly.
Zenka gets a little too aggressive. Sensei does punish.
2v4 gone 2v3. Sensei and Jackie to try and close this one out, try and clutch it out. Do already have one player down towards B, that is Elnu. And Parley's aggressing outside. We'll get this information that lobby is clear. Methix is going to be progressing as well. We've got a player under Heaven. We might see a Heaven flank here.
Yeah, 30 seconds on the clock. IronBranch, whatever they want to do, they've got to do it soon.
They do have 2 smokes, so they can drop one towards Squeaky. Sensei still staring towards ramp, worried about the aggression. If IronBranch opted to do this a couple, 10 seconds earlier, it would have been perfect. But now we've got players posted up on the angles. Great find from Sensei, though. We've got a player in hut. Very limited time remaining. Oh, Jackie, you need to get the bomb down. Does have enough time. Sensei taken down there from the full damage. Love to see it sometimes. Jackie does still close it out. Elnu playing that one a little bit fast and loose there, unnecessarily just kind of jumping around, swinging out. But IronBranch 3 rounds away from closing this one out now, Charlie. And we do see the AWP on Metix. It has been brought out. It's taken them, what, 23 rounds to bring this weapon out, Charlie?
Yeah, it definitely has been a long time coming. Well, hopefully, for Polygon's sake, it's not too late, because if they do fail to win this one, there's a good chance IronBranch can find 15.
Oh, great find from Jackie. We do have a second player towards Rampant. Everything's going wrong here for Polygon. Oh, and it's just Alex J remaining. Metix finds absolutely nothing with that AWP. 5 versus 1. It might just have to be a force until the end. And Charlie, I feel like we know where this one's going. Oh, Alex, get yourself out of hurt. The bullet spamming on through. Surely eventually going to take him down.
If he spams, surely is one going to connect.
Oh.
There we go. Sensei does find the kill.
Probably the hardest weapon to...
14 on the board, but Fred Metix has no impact with that AWP. It feels like they tried to do too many things at once there. The ramp progression got completely caught out. Metix just didn't even have the opportunity to use the AWP, really.
It's so disappointing as well, because there's always been that lacking of the Polygon side. It's always been kind of one thing that they've always needed, and we kind of expected, okay, Metix is on the AWP now. Now it's time for Polygon to bring this one back, but instantly it was put in a 2v5 situation, had to try and find something, and Sensei posted up with the AWP, just finding that easy kill. Yeah, we need to see more. Polygon, they're opting for this half buy here, potentially going to be giving IronBranch match point. And when IronBranch have 6 opportunities to close it out, I feel like it's safe to say it's going to go their way, and we could be seeing a 2-0 here, Charlie.
And to point out again, this is Polygon's map pick. They did look, I mean, surprisingly, they look better on their T side than they have on their CT right now.
But potentially that's just due to the fact that IronBranch did have that slow start, like you mentioned.
Yeah, perhaps it could be, but either way, that does not leave things faring particularly well for Polygon. Zenka tries to capture time in pushing through the smoke. And catches a stray bullet from Sensei. 2 versus 5 now. Alex J and Elnu, both from these Deagles. This would be really miraculous if they're able to find anything in this round.
We have seemingly got the read right. Nice phone from Alex J. That is the bomb carrier. Ooh! Sensei. Let's find him eventually. There's a 1 versus 3 here. And nice little flick there from Sensei. I feel like he didn't really need to make it that stylish, but I guess, you know, sometimes
Sure what he's capable of.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He could have gone for a no-scope from there, maybe. Come on, Sensei, step it up. He's only 21 and 11. He needs to do much more.
Yeah, I think this is probably going to be... This could be the end here, Fred.
Yeah, Metix has only had the AWP out twice in this whole map. And sometimes, like, the economy... Sometimes the economy doesn't allow bringing out the AWP, but that's not really been the problem here. I feel like didn't utilize it on the T side, and obviously he's only had it 1 round prior to this. Really not what you want to see, especially because your AWPer generally is going to be, you know, one of your star players. That is one of the stars getting taken down though on the Polygon side, as Parley does fall towards outside.
Especially on the CT side of Nuke, you can really thrive as an AWPer.
And especially if you kind of give your AWPer a little bit of creative freedom, that's where they can just put up some numbers. But Jackie finding one there onto Zenka. It's a 5 versus 3, Charlie, and look at Sad. He's completely alone towards outside here. Takes down Metix. No impact on that AWP. And I think it's over, Charlie. There's really not much Polygon can do. Sad's already towards heaven. Surely going to find this pick here.
Here's Alex J and Elnu again.
Oh.
And Elnu falls on the ladder. Alex J 1 versus 5 just to keep Polygon alive in this matchup. Spots the first and does take him down, but you can just see the T's swarming towards Alex J's position, and he does fall by heavy. Got 16 to 6. Really disappointed into that one there from Polygon on their own map pick.
Yeah, very sad kind of way for it all to close out, especially because Polygon did look great early on. They looked like a really strong side initially, but I guess it wasn't meant to be. But what are your thoughts after that one, Charlie?
Yeah, it did feel like IronBranch was slow to start that one. Polygon, they capitalized, but they didn't fully capitalize. I thought they had opportunities. A few mistakes sort of cost them around here or there, and then maybe a bit of confidence was knocked. But their CT side, if we're being honest, didn't really impress much at all. They won the pistol. They won both pistols in that game, and they only got 9 rounds. And after that, after winning the pistol, not really much else was said on their CT side. They didn't really have a response to just sort of IronBranch's play style. We saw it was very much an individual performance there on that sort of T side from IronBranch. We saw Sad a lot of the time, just being very isolated, just playing for his own fights. But it worked out perfectly. That's what IronBranch have always been. It does feel like there are a bunch of individuals who work perfectly as a collective.
Yeah, they really kind of, really work as a side. It is kind of an all five. It's not as though we do just have those individuals. Obviously, Sensei, a player that stepped up massively for IronBranch. I believe he ended as their top performer around that 22, 23 kill mark. But an absolutely crazy first match. Obviously, IronBranch definitely going to be happy with the result of that. We will just go to a short break before we go to IronBranch's map pick, which is obviously Mirage. Hello there, guys. Welcome back. We are going to be going into this next match pretty imminently. I don't think we really have that much time to talk about it, but Mirage, we're going into it straight away. Oh, that's a nice find from Parley onto Jackie. Does spot him before the smoke blooms.
Oh, Jungle's trying to be taken here from IronBranch, but Metix is here towards window, does get found. IronBranch love doing this sort of type of pistol on their Mirage, just pushing towards jungle, but they are getting punished for the connector aggression.
Yeah, Sensei potentially wondering where the rest of his teammates have fallen. And we still see Polygon playing fairly passively. Oh, and Zenka gets the timing. Unfortunate there for Sensei, who's holding towards CT for quite some time, but the second he looks away, that's when Zenka swings. And Polygon, I like how they played that pistol. We saw the opening pick go the way of Polygon. They found, that kill early. Parley getting that kill through the connector smoke, but then they just went back. They just played passively, and it seemed to work perfectly for them. I feel like IronBranch, they were taking consistent aggression, and potentially that's what caught them out in that one. But once again, Polygon, they take the pistol. 3 for 3 so far regarding pistol round success.
Yeah, potentially IronBranch thought it was going to be a bit more of a nuisance than taking jungle and cause a bit more disarray, but instead, I think we just saw it. Yeah, like you said, they just played passive. They waited out the smokes, and IronBranch sort of tried to take the fight to them. Got punished for it. IronBranch's force, though, looks pretty good. You could even argue it looks better than Polygon's.
And I like how they've played this. They've instantly... It's been a fake. They send Util over towards A, but they haven't drawn Alex J away yet, and this nade could do a lot of damage. Look at that. Sensei and Jackie instantly been chipped down massively. Do you see this aggression from Masvi towards middle? Obviously, we do see Parley towards connector with an M4. Masvi can find the kill, can retrieve the M4.
Yeah, does have armor to play with as well. 3 IronBranch players are heading towards a mid.
Is that player motto in the window for you as well?
He's just chilling in the window.
I'm just having fun. Just vibing. Polygon also having fun in this one as they've absolutely dominated. Sensei does find one though. 1 versus 4. And Metix on the scout. Straight away, Metix is bringing out the scope weapons. Potentially didn't have the time to wield them in the last, but certainly going to be utilising them in this one.
Yeah, obviously Mirage is a map where I don't think you can argue there's any limitations with the orb, regardless of what side you're on.
You can really dominate on that T side. It's a great way to find those opening picks, whether it's towards A, kind of posted up B apartments, or just peeking towards middle. I feel like the orb can really be utilised in all places on the map, especially on the T side. Similarly on the CT side, I feel like that every position you could have an orb. So we could be seeing a double orb in play for Polygon as well, but you never know. I feel like
gotta hope they get the first out before we go for a second.
Metix has just got a pistol. I love this. You mentioned it the other day how kind of back in the old style of CS, after winning the pistol, you'd see AWPers generally just not even invest in anything, just keep that USP. Metix doing it in this one.
Yeah, makes you think he's definitely going to go for that orb. Maybe realize that could have been the issue in the last.
Yeah, they definitely don't want any issues in this one, especially as they weren't victorious on their own map pick. They're going to need to take Mirage. Obviously, a map like Mirage, realistically, it's a map played, known by all. So you've got to imagine that Polygon, they're going to be fairly well versed on it. But IronBranch clearly very confident on Mirage as well. They have selected it as their kind of chosen map. So clearly a reason for it to be picked. I'd love to see the vetoes in its entirety, though. Talking about which teams kind of ban pick the map. Sadly, we kind of just get the intel on what the maps are. Hopefully, maybe in a couple seasons to come, we could see it live.
I remember there used to be this tournament where the vetoes were done on stage, and you saw the in-game leaders come up on stage and basically ban a map and explain why. And that it's just that bit of insight you can get is really unbelievable. But this round's getting really close here. Sensei finds Parley trying to jump out the window, can't double down, and sad with just this text found himself in a 1 versus 1. No armor as well. Spots the player towards empty.
Charlie, this was basically an eco and they've won it. And you've got to imagine Metix, if he didn't have a USP, we could have seen Polygon absolutely dominate that one. How have IronBranch even won that round? That's just
But it was an eco
ridiculous.
with IronBranch having man disadvantage.
Yeah, that's
It's
ridiculous.
a 4 versus 3 for the longest time, and somehow IronBranch pull a win out of nowhere. That's something that they're so good at as a team. You know, to just make that magic work with very limited investment.
Yeah, that's. I feel like if they were around to really play at the minds of the Polygon side, it would be that one. And I feel like we've already seen that twice now. Rounds that should be guaranteed for them to be victorious, and they kind of just throw it away. I hate using that phrase, kind of throwing away around, because, you know, it is tough. Sometimes your opponents have just got themselves somewhat of a read, have found an avenue. Obviously, we saw it towards short. They're finding that kill with the Deagle, but Polygon, they should have taken that one. It was near guarantee.
Yeah, rather than Methics getting the AWP out, Sensei's got one of his own.
And look at the weapons that Polygon have to work with. Obviously, they've got the 3 rifles, but we've got the Deagle and Zenka and Parley. To be fair, though, Deagle and Parley, basically a rifle. Time and time again, we've seen Parley absolutely dominate with the hand cannon, so not that weak of a buy, but obviously the utility certainly lacking. They do have 2 Molotovs, 2 smokes as well to play with, but 50 seconds remaining. They've done a fairly decent job of keeping a hold of them, but Parley finds one with a Deagle, but then Sensei hits a very nice no-scope through the smoke there.
4v4 here. Obviously, weaponry still favouring IronBranch, but Elnu does take down Massfire, and timing looks good for Methics as well.
It's a 2v4 now. This should be a guaranteed round for Polygon. They need to take this one as well, especially because of the shortcomings of the last. Metix in a great position here. Does take down Sensei. Sad gets himself off the bomb. Does find one. 1 versus 3 with 10 seconds remaining. Really going to struggle. Taps of the bomb. Does find the first. Doesn't have enough time though.
He had the read onto Elnu, in fact. Maybe if he fully committed, there was a possibility that he could have actually taken that one. But Polygon, it's their turn to win the round that isn't winnable.
But I feel like the difference, though, Charlie, is they had Deagles and M4s. They were against Tech 9s and Glocks. Yes, obviously, Polygon, they probably shouldn't have taken that one, especially when against, you know, kind of the fullest of full buys for IronBranch. No limitations, really, apart from that Galil. But back and forth now, it seems as though the weaker weapons are prevailing. Parley does find Massfire, though. Going to be searching for another pick here. But Alex J has spotted Heavy God here. We'll find him with the MP9. Just consistent force buys from both these sides now.
He does double down in this one. Just sad in Sensei remaining. Now he's going to chip that down slightly, but nothing that significant.
5 versus 2 here. Obviously, the money for Polygon isn't perfect, so they definitely need to win this one convincingly. And Metix with a nice double there. 5 alive there for Polygon. They've saved the rifles as well.
Now it's just going to be IronBranch forced into this eco, so Polygon can start to sort of take an early lead into this game. Similar to Nuke, really, but the difference is they have to make sure they can continue it. Can't fall short as we're approaching the sort of second half of this first CT side for Polygon.
And I feel like it's a similar kind of thing to what we saw on Nuke. Polygon having an early dominance, but I feel like they need to keep this going. Nice flash there towards middle. Both Metix and Parley finding a kill apiece. Oh, and Zenka, perfectly timed nade swing as well. Very strong. Sad has retrieved that M4, but dropped down to 9 HP from that HE. It's all on Sensei.
Does have the bomb in his back. Steps have been heard. Five to 1 scoreline now for Polygon. Full buy can come out back from IronBranch. Massfire can drop over and up to Sensei. We've seen a bit of a pause called now just to fully discuss the finances. Massfire does indeed bring out the AWP and juggles that over to Sensei.
It's the exact same scoreline though we saw from the T side of Polygon on Nuke, a 5 to 1 lead. We do see the AWP out on Metix as well, so we're going to be seeing a similar buy for both teams. Metix is 6.5k, but hasn't invested in a kit yet. Obviously, Zenka and Alex J both have a kit. Surely we're going to be, you know, he's got 6k in the bank. Why not invest in one? I wonder whether it's going to have any limitations or any kind of repercussions later on in this one.
Mythics, Orb, along with Senseis, haven't really had an open duel in this matchup, really.
Kind of seeing it here, but both through the smokes. Heavy God tasked with finding the aggression palace. Oh, gets the first, but not the second. Parley with the trade. These
Yeah, 1-for-1 trade isn't too bad there from IronBranch. In fact, they got the info on the second, a bit of chip damage onto Parley as well. Denied any more palace aggression being taken. Sad though, finds the aggressing Elnu.
Alex J though will take him down. That is a perfect spam there from Parley through the smoke. Eliminates Jackie. Gets the man advantage here for Polygon. Alex J surely going to find Sensei. Polygon, they find 6. They are looking great here on the CT side of Mirage.
Alex, a really impressive hold there. Solo towards short. Elnu got taken down towards Zaps. Had a lot of work to do. Finds the first and just applies enough pressure where the other IronBranch players can't just jump out and swarm the site. Allows Mythics to rotate in as well. Find one of his own.
We mentioned Parley quite a lot in Nuke. And I feel like certainly still a mentionable player here on Mirage. Currently 12-2. And so much here. Now we're going to be seeing the util coming over. A lot of flashbangs being sent towards jungle. And Jackie going to be progressing on through. Oh, finds the frag. That weapon can be retrieved. Minimal weapons remaining. They are aware of Zenka towards balcony. But the CT flashes are doing well here.
Just Zenka, the pressure he's applying under Balk here. He doesn't even need to peek out anymore. He's done his job. Will get found eventually by Sensei. 3 versus 3. Health completely in the favor of Polygon, along with weaponry and utility.
Sad's very deep here towards jungle. He's got all of this control to hold on to. But obviously, Polygon, all 3 playing towards CT here. Oh, that's a great find from Alex J. Metix on the AWP takes down Sensei as well. And now it's all on Sad. And Metix is searching for more here. Loses life. Ooh, Sad. Only able to find one before going down. AWP has been retrieved. And Charlie, there's 2 players I've got to mention on the IronBranch side. Both Jackie and Masfi really struggling here on the T side of Mirage.
Yeah, not really finding their footing. It does feel like it's a similar story to Nuke, where IronBranch are just having a bit of a slower go at things. Not really being able to find their form early on. Wouldn't be surprised if things do get turned around very quickly, but Polygon and Mirage, this is how they should have continued their early lead on Nuke.
This was exactly what I was saying about the kind of the Mirage map pick. I feel like, yes, you may be very confident on it, but it's a map known by all. Potentially, we need to see somewhat of a punish pick from IronBranch.
Well, IronBranch have always been one of those teams who just pick what they're comfortable playing. Dust 2 was always a map that they were no strangers to picking. Sensei's opened up the B-bomb site individually himself, though. The bomb, it's going to take quite a while to rotate in. Player towards underpass gets given a freebie and doubles down on Parlay.
Yeah, all that remains is Zenka, 30 HP. Going to be somewhat of a foot race towards under, but obviously Sad gets himself out of harm's way. And IronBranch, they certainly can find their second round here.
Yeah, really impressive stuff from Sensei and Sad. Sad just staying towards underpass, trying to catch up any rotations. Does a great job in doing so, and Sensei obviously opening up that B-bomb site, allowing that round to even be a possibility.
Sensei found both those picks towards B, obviously taking down the initial peak towards short, and then also finding that play on the bomb site, but no AWP saved from Zenka. Obviously, the CTs, they've got no money to invest in this one, so it's not going to be the biggest of problems, but money troubles could start here, though, as they will have to kind of drain their bank accounts to bring out the full buy.
IronBranch, got to be able to string these rounds together. Obviously, Mirage is a map that you would ever so slightly give the favouring to the CT side. It's nothing that significant. It's not surprising to see the T side win it. But naturally, you sort of say a bit of an 8-7 CT side. Worst case scenario, maybe a 9-6. But so yeah, you expect Polygon to maybe have a slight advantage, but definitely nothing this significant.
Yeah, but I think as well, you know, we saw we consistently see a similar kind of flip I feel like sometimes when you see a team absolutely dominating on their CT side, we can see the absolute reverse of it when they switch to the T side. I feel like a map like Mirage could be one to do so, but obviously, yeah, as you mentioned, we're really not expecting this level of dominance. And especially from a side who kind of just lost their own map pick.
And lost it in, I'd say, reasonably dominant fashion as well. Sensei and Massfight instantly combining to get a quick double. As Massfight evades back through the smoke. Nade isn't going to connect to him. You see, he has only 8 HP. It interests me, when you got a player like Sensei in the team, do you even ask to be dropped the orb if you're low HP?
I don't know, it depends. Obviously, let's say Massfight is their second AWPer. Or at least, you know, has shown skills with the AWP in the past. I feel like Sensei's a player that you really can, you know, can do it all. You can do it with a rifle or pistol, obviously of the AWP as well. But I feel like it really depends. I think in this situation, I probably would. I think Massfight's clearly struggling here with a rifle. He's going to be absolutely, well, I say he's going to be absolutely useless. He does find one. Could actually, in fact, still win this one as well. But he's had a really rough start so far. Just get eliminated as well. But yeah, I think it's a tough decision. I think it is really kind of determinant on the round as well. Let's say it's a 5v5, then yes, potentially, you know, I'd switch the AWP to the low HP player, but maybe in those clutch rounds you do really need your AWP on their prime weapon.
Yeah, I mean, you've obviously got to think Sensei's just come off of top fragging Nuke. He's joined top fragging for IronBranch here as well. Maybe in this situation, just keep him on his best weapon and sort of hope Massfight, even with a low HP, could sort of go in as a bit of a bait. Obviously, it didn't work out like that. Massfight did get the bomb down, so that is at least job done. Allows IronBranch to continue to get this buy out.
Also allows Sensei to bring the AWP out in this one. Oh, Heavy God! Once again, this aggression towards Palace has caught out the T, but no kill found from them. So, instant man advantage here for Polygon.
Timing looks really perfect there from Heavy God. I think a bit of a 4x3 play there. Maybe if he had 16x9, could have spotted his eventual Slayer.
I feel like in those situations, though, how often does it happen where the 4x3 kind of costs you maybe once every 10, 15 games? I feel like I really think it potentially wouldn't be worth the switch for it, but, you know, some people do kind of take some drastic matters.
Yeah, I mean, I remember I was 16.9 for a long time. I remember sort of playing train and just seeing someone walk past and just seeing the CT creep up the heaven ladder out of the corner of his eye, and this guy just didn't react. And in my head, I was just like, why would you ever sort of just give yourself a disadvantage and play 4x3? But I've been converted. I'm now also a 4x3 player, like majority of the CS community. So I feel like you could do that. But Massfight does find a double here. Obviously, was 1 versus 5, putting up numbers. These are the sort of rounds, even if Massfight doesn't win it, just that can build confidence. Just finding a few kills. Oh, Methics does miss a shot, gives Massfight a second life, but does eventually get back found by Parlay.
Yeah, but yeah, I think what you said is perfect there. I feel like Massfight's doubled his kills in the last 2 rounds. Obviously, you know, it was only on 1 kill 2 rounds ago, so already got himself up to 4 with a double in that one. So I feel like those type of rounds can really instill confidence into a player, especially when you have had a really rough start. But we need it to happen for Jackie as well. Currently 1-11, really not performing to the levels that IronBranch need, and potentially Inferno will be on the cards.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like this was one that we sort of felt like Polygon needed to win their map pick, otherwise this could just be a 2-0. But Polygon, yeah, they're definitely not giving up yet. Still fighting until the very end, which is what we really need to see from these playoff teams. They're here for a reason.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like, especially when it's do or die, you know, you don't have another regular season to play, you don't have another match to play. This is it. Especially when you do lose your opening map.
Man, he got with this hero AK though. Has found the first. Could double up, and he indeed does. Poly grabs 1 back, but still man advantage in IronBranch's favour. Heavy God with this hero AK is doing everything.
And sometimes, you know, you do just need a hero to step up, and obviously we're hoping for someone like Jackie, like Massfight, but when it's one of your top performers anyway, very happy for them to put up some numbers. Obviously, though, it's a 9-3 scoreline, Charlie. It's already really dominant for Polygon. Do you think?
That's the thing, though. IronBranch can still find 6, though.
But do you think even obviously we mentioned a 9-6 scoreline. Sometimes you do see it, but do you think IronBranch are going to find the next 3 rounds?
It's tough. The money of Polygon isn't great. If Alex J gets found, then I definitely think there's a good chance, and yeah, he does. So money's a bit split here on the Polygon side. So at best case scenario, they're sort of going to eco and get a buyout next round, which will give IronBranch 4. They only need to win 2 more rounds, and if they best the full buy, basically they only need to win 1 full buy, and there's a real chance they can do it.
Yeah, that is very true. Ooh, a late investment from Metix, bringing out the AWP. Not too sure as to why Metix has done that.
I do actually love to see these hero AWPs.
But it's a hero AWP with a lack of economy. I feel like sometimes, yeah, a hero AWP when you've got 3k in the bank, go for it. You know, be the hero, but Metic's not going to have a perfect buy in the next.
Yeah, I mean, I think the goal might just be see if you can find anything. If not, try to keep hold of that AWP at all costs.
Well,
someone's going to try to keep hold of that AWP. Alex J might have a little go at things towards mid.
You mentioned that we've seen Alex on the AWP from time to time. Oh, but Jackie, lovely triple there. And look what the money... Are we going to see another half buy here?
Yeah, I don't think they can justify a full buy.
Well, I think that's
if
why
Alex J and Parlay could have bought, then I think, yeah, no problem. There's no issue with Metix buying that AWP at all. You know, because obviously it's just one player with maybe an MP9 and the rest of the team have a full buy. But it is a bit of an issue. Well, I don't really know what they're going to do here. It's sort of got to be a half buy. It's only 2.4k loss bonus.
You know, I think that's why Metix invested in that last. You know, they didn't have enough funding to invest. Oh, Metix has done it again. He's kind of forcing the hand of his team now.
Really? Obviously, they would have been discussing that in this pause, but it's definitely a risk going for this force here. Because like we mentioned, only 2.4k loss bonus in the next round. They lose this, they're going to be playing with the Eagles. Maybe MP9s if they're lucky. So when I said IronBranch need to beat 1 full buy...
Kind of 3 force buys.
Yeah.
It's interesting there. Clearly, a slight lack of communication. What a nade there. Mass fight absolutely eliminating Zenka. They've got the information of the secondary player towards under. Jackie getting very close here. Staring at the edge of this smoke. Oh, that's been spotted, in fact.
Jackie thought he might have found himself a one-way. Instead, Metix had an even better one. 4 versus 4 here. Metix does get out with that M4, so that's definitely something at least.
Elnu. Was there a gap in that smoke?
Didn't he come up as a smoke kill?
Yeah.
So maybe a foot was poking out? Obviously, smokes do look slightly different to us than they do for the actual player.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. That's a great way for Polygon to find that opening pick. I have to know what sensitivity Masvi is playing on. Yeah, he seems very quick. I just don't think I could ever control a sensitivity that high.
I'm interested. That's fine if you're watching this.
Yeah,
Let us know.
Maybe we could have a little interview with some of the IronBranch players if they do progress to that next stage, to the quarterfinals, and we could maybe speak to Masvi and see what sensitivity it does play on. Nice find from Sensei though, 1 versus 4. Tempting to drop the smoke there, but does in fact just miss it. Metix allowed to peek out in the open there, does find Sensei, and Polygon they do find 10 somehow even with that weak bite.
It leaves IronBranch now in this more awkward situation. Because if Polygon find 11, only 5 rounds away from taking this game, and obviously we know how strong they've been at the pistol rounds.
It really has kind of set them up for success in these ones.
Metix peeking towards deep. Apps does find Sad, catches him out. Only real aggression we've seen from Metix with this AWP. You saw Sad was not expecting that.
I like how Polygon do take this aggression on the CT side. Consistently, we see them kind of usually going as a pair. Obviously, we saw in the last 2 players aggressing towards under, And time again, we see it towards Palace, where we see those two players aggressing, and it really works out for them.
IronBranch leaning towards his A-bomb site now. We're going to see all three players go into Palace?
It is somewhat...
look like that. That is a strange decision. I mean, it could work out, but definitely out of the norm.
The thing is, both the players are playing from CT. I guess it could work. Obviously, one smoke, you can kind of just send your players out. They are going to be peeking now. Ooh, Zenka does find one. Metics can just consistently peek from CT. 2 versus 4 now. And Polygon destined to find 11 here. Sensei once again in this disadvantaged situation. Yeah, and Polygon, they find 11 on the CT side of their opponent's map pick. We're really going to need to see some dominance from IronBranch on their CT side if they want to close this one out.
Yeah, if this pistol round goes the way of Polygon, Inferno certainly could be more than just a possibility.
I feel like once you do get to those kind of third map situations, that's when the pressure is to the max. And I feel like for a side like IronBranch, obviously we expected a lot more from them on their own map pick. Especially as, you know, this is a map that isn't really heavily CT favoured. And the fact that Polygon have found 11, it's kind of ridiculous to think about. I feel like IronBranch, they're going to be feeling a lot of stress if it does go to Inferno. Especially because they could have closed this out in a 2-0 fashion. And potentially they should have done. Obviously they've still got the chance to take Mirage here though. So it's not all over for them here.
I mean, IronBranch are a team that, even when it looks like they can get knocked out, they somehow always find a way. I remember last season, one pin versus IronBranch in the quarterfinals, I believe. In fact, it might have been the semi-finals. Yeah. And it was almost 2-0 for one pin. I think it was like a 14, something ridiculous, like a 14-5.
And I think it went to overtime.
That. Yeah, and it went to OT, I believe, and IronBranch closed it out and won it on the third map. They are a team that you can never count out.
Liking this pistol round from them, though. Find the 2 opening picks. Jackie is alongside his teammate towards short. 4 versus 2 now. Oh, they bring it to a 4v1. It's all on Parley. Trapped towards Van here. Certainly going to struggle. And now the swarm of the CTs does come through.
It looks all too easy in this one for IronBranch.
I see a knife kill here.
I don't even know if they'll take that risk at this point in the game.
Definitely not Jackie getting the kill with the USP there. A nice start here. Pistol round has been won by IronBranch. First out of the 4 that have been played. From IronBranch, certainly not perfect, but obviously against the Glocks, not really going to be a problem. We've got 3 SMGs in play, the 2 rifles as well.
SMGs can just try to farm some cash. I like that we're seeing a few UMPs actually.
Yeah, I feel like we've seen quite a lot recently. And I like what Sensei's invested in as well. UMP, no util. Going to want to try and bring out the AWP as quick as possible. He might be able to get a nice double here. Oh, and certainly does find that double with the UMP. Sad finding 2 towards middle as well. Just Zenka remaining. Doesn't have the bomb. Even though the bomb site's open, it could have been perfect there. Could have got the plant, but Heavy got on the MP9, taking him down. And IronBranch, clean round found from them. Are we going to see Sensei throwing away that UMP and bringing out the AWP?
I think it depends on maybe what the rest of the team do. If they're keeping the SMGs, you may as well just keep them. Or play as a bonus round if you can win it. Well, maybe not. Sensei instantly gets out of the AWP. Well, I say instantly. Last second, I suppose.
See, I see, because they have these 2 MP9s in play, it makes sense for Sensei to bring out the AWP. Because
the issue is, it sort of substitutes the SMG. I guess it's sort of like, you look at the 2 SMGs and compare it to the AWP, and it sort of evens out a bit. But I feel like maybe if you, I don't know, you don't want it to be even against Polygon. So maybe you should take some large aggression with the SMGs, hope it works out. Your money's going to be in an incredible situation, and either way, if you lose it, you still get by on the next. Sensei does fail to find anything with the AWP, though.
Yeah, potentially should have just used the UMP. Save that money.
He was looking good with the UMP.
Yeah, got a lovely little double there. Wonder whether the AWP is going to get retrieved or they're just going to kind of save it for the end of the round. Obviously, they need to focus on the rest of this round first. But Jackie has just picked up that AWP. A lot of smokes towards middle here. We're going to be seeing a boost, I believe. Sad has been elevated up. Great position there. Does find one. So man advantage. That's gone the way of IronBranch here.
Bomb's making its way towards B for Polygon. Could get caught trying to make their way to the bomb site. You see Parlay. He's left to lurk towards connector. It's a real risk if he falls. Jackie misses the AWP shot. Is allowed to back away though.
Sad's in a nice position here. He's got all this information of the players aggressing apps. Lovely double there from Sad, and he can get the trade in fact, but it will be Jackie to go for it. Spamming with that USP. And IronBranch, that's 3 in a row for them now.
Really starting to close this scoreline up. 4 rounds in it. It's going to be a sort of weak partial buy for Polygon. Maybe even just a bit of a deco.
A couple of Deagles have been invested. Oh, I say that. Last second they've invested in 5 Deagles here. Only one player with armor though. That is Parley. Nice find from Jackie. The Molotov will force these players out in the open.
Parlay falls just before Elnu's able to peek from Palace.
So we still have man advantage here for IronBranch. Both Zenka and Alex J have been chipped down a little. Similarly, Heavy God, not perfect health either. Oh, nice find there from Sensei. Keeps Heavy God alive.
Elnu probably could have actually just killed Sensei there. I don't know if he was a bit tunnel vision, just didn't see him, but a bit of an issue. Zenka does find Jackie. Still, this round is still a bit up in the air. Heavy got only 24 HP. We know how strong these players are with these deals.
Going back towards ramp. You have this 2A defense, but as you mentioned, Heavy God not perfect on health, and Sensei with the AWP. Obviously, Sensei's a player very dominant on the AWP, but all it takes one missed shot. Sensei could be caught out in the open.
You almost saw it with Jackie last round.
Now the aggression is going to slowly come through. They've got 20 seconds to work with here.
Creeping out of ramp. Haven't been spotted yet. Look how passive IronBranch are playing this. Bomb should be allowed to go down unless we see some sort of spam. Oh!
Masfai could have taken him down if he went for the peak earlier on, but that bomb plant will allow Polygon to get out a perfect buy.
I don't know how many limitations they were going to get anyway. Alex J could have dropped over an AWP, but it will just sort of make everything a lot easier.
Also, obviously, Alex J can still drop over an AWP, and well, opts against it. But it means they're all going to have a little bit of money in the reserve, and looking at the loss bonus, realistically, Polygon, even if they lose, they're going to get a buyout in the next regardless.
It definitely does make things just a little bit easier. Flash coming over mid from Heavy Gold. We're going to see this peek here from Jackie. Nothing shown to him yet, but you can see on the mini-map he's pushing up mid a bit. In the open, does find the first. Flash is good, and he can't find a second.
That's why just jump spotting apartments. Does drop the smoke. Reactionary smoke potentially just wants to go towards short with his teammates, but Parley finding Sad. Parley's done so much work in this half. Parley's 25 to 12.
Really is a star player here from Polygon.
I believe Zenka has spotted that player towards middle. Potentially not. It is going to be somewhat of a gamble towards the B bomb site here. Mass fight does find one towards connector. They're going to be going towards under here.
For EV3, Utah's being lined up towards B from Parley. He does obviously have the bomb, so this is interesting that the other players are going towards under. They're doing the big wrap around to A.
Sensei pushes through the smoke. That should be perfect, but look at Massfire in a great position here. Does find one, can just fall back. Harley opts for the long wrap. Elnu going to be taking some control towards CT. I doubt they're going to be aware of Heavy God's position here. Finds one. Can find the bomb carrier as well. Nice little spray down there from Heavy God. It did seem somewhat scary. Sensei had rotated him very quickly as well. And that's 5 in a row here for IronBranch on the CT side.
Yeah, 2 rounds in it. I mean, we were looking at 11-4 half. Reasonably uncontested mid as of now. You can see a couple of players towards under and a few waiting outside alley, so this could be a bit of a late mid take here from Polygon.
As I mentioned though, it's going to be a full buy in this one for Polygon with the money they had in the reserve, but nice opening pick here for Sensei. And IronBranch, they're slowly creeping their way back into this one. Even after such a dominant half from Polygon, things are going slightly wrong here, and potentially, as I mentioned, the T side, a very weak side for both of these teams.
It could be a similar story to Nuke, where Polygon, they've got a good first half, or at least a good start to the game, but just they really start to crumble at the end.
Metic's going to be aggressing here towards short. That's a great find onto Sad. We'll level things up to a 4 versus 4. And I love that from Sensei. Taking his time, he spots the player, but he opts against the initial shot. And it's great from an AWPer to do that. Sometimes you do just need to take your time with it. Metix, though, does find Jackie, but that's great from Heavy God. Brings it back to a 2 versus 2. Oh, and Heavy God aware of the flank from Metix. It's all on Elnu now. Going to be going towards the A-bomb side. Massfire going to be very slow on the rotations. Heavy God realistically needs to take down the bomb plant here. Progresses through the molly. Oh, and I love it from Heavy God. A perfectly played round there from the CT. Finding 3 kills there.
Such a risk, but gets rewarded so handsomely for it. Double digits now on the board for IronBranch. Money is still not in a stable position for Polygon. No bomb plant denies them getting a buyout here, so just this Deagle armor investment.
Oh, that is lucky. Potentially timing, but Sensei, we've seen him shoot through that smoke a couple times so far and hasn't found his reward, but in this round he certainly has.
But as each round sort of progresses, it becomes clearer and clearer to why IronBranch did pick this map. Could be having all 5 players survive here for IronBranch, and Sensei just swaps to the Deagle, takes down Elnu.
I love that.
He can do it all.
It's just he's got probably one of the strongest weapons in the game on his back, and he just goes for the pocket. He goes for the sidearm. You know what? The Deagle's all I need. And he eliminates him. Lovely little headshot there. Obviously, we spoke about Parley being a very dominant factor here for Polygon, but really has struggled on this T side, where Sensei slowly creeping his way to the top of the leaderboard. Sensei's found 21.
Pause called now from Alex J. Wants to discuss things with his team. Not really surprising to see why, is it?
Yeah, you know, we're back at 11 to 11, a level playing field here. This was an 11-4 half. That's kind of ridiculous to think about. Polygon they dominated on their CT side. But yeah, I think, as you mentioned, IronBranch, they took their time to get into this one. And Jackie at one point was 1-11. He's now 15-16. Clearly the CT side is where Jackie comes alive. He's got that kind of confidence, got the ability to do so. I
mean, we've seen individual moments from Massfire as well. Obviously, just a player who was also really struggling at Jackie and Masfy at one point, were 1-0. And yeah, they've both stepped up in their rounds. Jackie obviously a bit more so, but it definitely is a team performance here.
I feel like everyone on the IronBranch side, on this CT side, they've really stepped up because obviously the importance of this game, they really can't take any liberties because are they really going to take their opponent's map pick and then lose on their own? IronBranch, they think otherwise, and they've had a great start to this CT side and they can take the lead now here. They've always kind of been chasing back and creeping their way on through. Nade out towards middle there. Sad. Sending out the util. Man advantage here for IronBranch. Sad has spotted the player under. Zenka just getting chipped away at. Metics going to be searching for this kill. Both Warpers playing aggressively, but Sensei is the one to find the frag.
Yeah, Metic's got to try to open up this B-bomb site now. It feels like it's the only avenue that Polygon can realistically have to get back into this round.
I love the position that Masfy's playing. Look at him. Towards pillar, you're never going to be expecting this.
Damage traded reasonably evenly, but Sad's here to back up his teammate now. Metic's holding the angle, but Sad too strong with the peak.
Oh, talk about a nice peek there. Zenka does find Sad with a one-tap, but Jackie alongside him in IronBranch, they take the lead here, 12-11. And now IronBranch, they're the ones who can taste the victory. They're in the lead and they should be able to extend it, as it should just be this victory as they are against the Tech-9s. It's going to be somewhat of a B-rush here, and Masfy could get overwhelmed. They are aggressing very quickly here. Masfy struggling to find this opening pick. Sad will push through his own smoke here. Does find one. Oh, and he gets gifted a second. Instant 5v2 here. Zenka does take down Sad, though, and Parley towards bench as this smoke fades. Oh, Parley, that is a lovely shot. But as this smoke fades, they might be able to find Masfy. I doubt they're going to be aware of his position, though. Finds one. They're aware of Parley towards bench. And a 1 versus 3 now for Parley. Oh, lovely shot there from Parley. We're to a 1v2. Finding success in this round will get him to 30 kills. But he does get taken down by Heavy God. But that very much went the distance there. That is ridiculous. And Parley's always been a dominant factor here for this Polygon side. And although they didn't win the round, it's slightly going to be restricting the money of IronBranch. I say that. Sensei's on 8k, so is Heavy God. I guess we can see whether it has that impact in the later rounds. Full buy out for Polygon. Oh, I love this aggression from Jackie. The flash is good. Has done a lot of damage imminently. Will be sending out the flashbang of his own. The Molotov will come through, in fact, forcing him out into the open. The flash isn't good. We'll just drop the smoke and Jackie can just be a nuisance. He doesn't even need to peek anymore. Flash will be coming through, though. Masfy setting his teammate up for success. We don't have any more util to help out Jackie here. Heavy God does have a smoke, but they've used so much utility early on. IronBranch, really not what they needed, but I like the setup they're running. Oh, that is wonderful. Jackie trusting his teammate there to send the smoke from window. That is the final piece of utility expelled. Zenka, though, does find Heavy God. Man advantage now for Polygon. Obviously, Metics and Zenka very low HP, but so is Jackie. They're going to drop a smoke. They're hungry for Jackie. They want to take him down. They want to punish him for his aggression. Oh, they find Sensei instead. Flash comes through. Oh, there's so many players low HP now. 3 players all low. Metic's going to be aggressing through the smoke, searching for the kill onto Sad. They do find success. It's all on Masfy now. All on the bottom performer. They are going to be going towards Connector. They're aware that Massify is this B player. And Polygon, they can find 12. We're in a great matchup now. We're going to have 25 rounds of play. And there should only be one to separate these two teams. Massify just going to be saving. Wants to bring this weapon into the next, but I mentioned how Parley's damage in the last, what it could do for the kind of restraint of economy for IronBranch, and the money's not going to be perfect for them. Obviously, Heavy God and Sensei can both drop. Similarly, Massify can give a weapon over to Sad, but the money remaining really isn't going to be perfect. And this is where Polygon, they can be the ones to take the lead. I love the aggression there from Jackie in the last, but the fact he wasn't able to find, you know, those opening picks, even with the amount of util that was used to set him up for success. It's really unfortunate round because it seemed as though IronBranch, they played that one perfectly, but it was just the lack of ability there from Jackie. Just couldn't find those picks. Nice find from Sad, though. Does take down Parley. Puts IronBranch in a nice position to win this one. Jackie going to be aggressing even further. Trying to get that information towards middle. Metics posted up here in Palace with the AWP. Searching for an opening pick. Once again, another round that IronBranch have used a lot of util early on. Yes, they found that opening pick, but was it worth all that util used? Oh, I love this. We've got a player boosted up here. Sad, elevated up towards default. It will, in fact, just be this B play here. Obviously, we've got both Sensei and Heavy God defending towards A, and similarly, Jackie very close towards stairs. And now the util is going to be coming out. 35 seconds remaining. We do have flashbangs for IronBranch to defend. Nice nade there. Alex Shea going to be getting aggressive. Oh, somehow dodges the flash, but Heavy God still finds the frag. Sensei takes down Elnu as well. He's going to elevate himself up towards Ticket once again. We do have a player in combat. Sensei, so aware. And it's all on Metics now. He's getting hunted. And he will get eliminated. Does get found. IronBranch, they find 14. The money is good for Polygon. They will be able to buy in this one. But if they don't find success, IronBranch certainly will close this one out. Jackie sends the Molotov towards top mid boxes. No one there. Oh, there's a heavy ramp hit here. And we see this ramp aggression. Sensei holding the angle. And it will be Heavy God. Very close here. This could be perfect for the CTs. Heavy God able to find one. So is Sensei. Sensei gets taken down. But Heavy God gets 3 in this one. He's got the bomb. And it's just Zenka completely alone here. This could be it. The ramp aggression paying off massively here for IronBranch. Something to remember, guys. Polygon were 11-4 up on the half. They've only won 1 round on this T side. And we've seen IronBranch find 10. And they should find 11 here. This one's a near guarantee. It's just Zenka. 1 versus 4 here. We're going to have to see a real misplay from IronBranch for them to throw this one away. And the setup they're running is absolutely perfect. IronBranch, they find 15. And the money that Polygon have to work with, certainly not perfect. 2 players can invest, being Alex J and Elnu. But surely we're going to see a weapon dropped over to Parley. He's 29 and 20. The top performer for this Polygon side. And it's so disappointing, especially because Polygon, they absolutely dominated on their T side of Nuke. They looked amazing on the CT side of Mirage. The opening halves here, they've looked brilliant, but it's just been the later stages that they've struggled in. This could be it. We could be seeing a quarter-finalist here. Metix aggressing with the Deagle. Does take down Jackie. They're aware of Sensei here as well. Or Sad, I believe. Towards window. He's just spamming on through. Wanting to find a pick. But Metix finds another. 5 versus 3 here. Polygon, they've been given a gift. And they certainly can't squander this round. Well, it's going to be a gamble here for IronBranch. They're gambling towards the A bomb site. And definitely the right call to make. Nice nade there. Oh, Sensei finding one, but Zenka's so quick there on the trade. Smoke towards top con. They're aware there's at least one more player towards A. So they are just going to be sending it towards B. They know that there's no gamble towards B, the B bomb site. So worst case scenario, they're facing off against one opponent. But Mass Fight, great kill there onto Zenka. Surely we can't see IronBranch take this. With Polygon in a 2-man advantage. Metix has made his position known. Metix and Elnu on the Deagles, and it's Alex J with the AK. Massify's got that information now. They do have kits as well. They can take their time here. They don't need to rush anything. Alex J, though, will find Heavy God. Massify gets the first. Just the 2 Deagles remaining. Doesn't really have the time or economy to go for this one, so we'll just be saving Polygon. They find a necessary round to keep them alive in this one. And Metix, there's a rifle there for you to take. Oh, it goes for the orb, in fact. Did forget about that one. I was very worried. And the money for IronBranch in the next won't be perfect, so we could be seeing an overtime here. Obviously, IronBranch can still take this round. Polygon need to play this one to perfection. Molotov towards top mid boxes. Forces him out in the open. Can just get himself out of harm's way. A lot of aggression towards middle here. Oh, Jackie, though, taking down Parley. Parley's been on this 29 kill mark since that Deagle round. A couple, 4 or 5 rounds ago. Hasn't found a kill in quite some time. It's really sad to see. And similarly, a real outlier on this Polygon side is Elnu, currently 7 and 17. Really struggling in this one. Man advantage here for IronBranch. Smoke towards top con. We might be seeing... Oh, that's a missed piece of util there from Alex J. Really not what you're wanting to see. Sensei finding Metix. It's a 5 versus 3 now. I feel like we all know where this one's going. The bomb's been dropped towards short as well. They're going to have to go on a real rescue mission here. But Sad with a nice double. It's all on Zenka. 1 versus 5 here. And Heavy God takes him down. And IronBranch, they find 16 to 13 to close it out. An absolutely amazing series there. And IronBranch, they will progress themselves to the quarterfinals. Congratulations to them. I do believe I'll find out quickly who they will be facing in that quarterfinals spot. But an absolutely amazing matchup for them. They're definitely going to be very happy with that one. Obviously, it got quite dicey there, but still, I feel like you kind of just... You forget about it all and you just focus on your next games. Yes, we did have somewhat of a slow start for both of the games for IronBranch, but they're here now. And yeah, IronBranch, they will be facing off against the victor of EKO versus Hotu, so that should be an absolutely amazing one. But a crazy series. If If you guys are enjoying the SCL, make sure to drop a follow on the Twitch and also the Twitter so you get those updates about what games are being streamed and how this season's going so far. But quarterfinalist has been named, and obviously IronBranch, they were the ones to take it. But thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and we should see you tomorrow for those second set of round of 16 matches.